Lunar phases by us. So this is the cycle. You might not be able to see it, but it starts out as a new moon where the sunlight shines 50% of the moon light side with, and we only get to see the dark side. As you can see, 50% is covered with light, other half is covered dark. Then it goes to waning crescent, which is where you can see a little tiny portion of it, and then it goes first quarter, which you can see 50% is covered and other 50% is not. Then it goes to waxing gibbous, which is where you can see most portion, but there's a little sliver that's still not there. Then it goes to full moon, where the sunlight is shining all 50% to the light side so you can see. And then waning gibbous, which you can see the little tiny sliver is still not covered with light. And then third quarter, once again, half the light is showing, so you can see half of where the light is shining on it. Then it goes to waning crescent, where there's just one little tiny sliver that you can see that is left. Then the cycle restarts again.
So why it happens because the reflection of the sunlight is bouncing off the moon. So it's basically a big mirror in the sky. And it the positions of the moon changes how you see it, and the angle and the shadow, so the moon creates its own shadow, so that's why you can only see half the moon sometimes, or just no moon at all, or just total moon, because there's no shadow, half shadow, or...
Okay, so the positions of it. So it kind of matters on the position of the sun and the moon, because the moon is going to revolve around the earth, and so the position is going to reflect on how, the new moon, which you can't see any of it, but always half the moon is being lit up by the sun, but you just can't see it sometimes. So when it's facing this way and the sun's over here, it'll be a full moon because this half will be completely lit up, but it'll look like the whole moon is lit up because then the dark side is facing this way. And then as it keeps going, it just changes, from crescent moons to the gibbous and then the first and third quarters.
So the names of the phases, the new moon is this one right here, and it's just basically black and you can't see anything. The waxing crescent, which is this one, and it's just a sliver. The first quarter is the first part of the moon is lit up, and then the waxing gibbous, which is when just a partial of the moon is showing. Then it goes to the full moon, which is when the whole moon is lit up, and the waxing gibbous, which is when most of the moon is lit up, but there's a part that isn't. The last quarter, which is when half of the moon is showing, and then waxing crescent, which is the last one before a new moon. It takes 29.53 days to go through the cycle.
So basically this is the sun, it's the source of light, this is the moon, it's going to be
They're going to be there, Jackson.
that won't make sense.
Because they get to see it.
Yeah, wait, right, go sit down. Where is it? Jackson, sorry for that blind joke.
Thanks, Tristan.
So basically, explain what it is, Jackson.
That is the new moon, because it's facing towards the earth, and you can't see anything.
Waxing crescent, where you can only see a little tiny sliver that is popping out.
That's the first quarter, because you can see half of it and what the other half is.
Oh, that's the full moon?
No,
No.
it's waxing gibbous.
Oh yeah, the waxing gibbous, which is where most of it is showing.
Hey, sorry. And then that's the full moon because you can see all, like, you can't see the dark side at all.
That is waning gibbous, which you can see most is filled with light, but there's tiny little sliver that you can't see.
And this is the,
Third quarter.
yeah, this is the third quarter. So about half of the moon is showing, half of it's not, but it's continuing to disappear back to the new moon. And this was the crescent moon, where only a little sliver is showing. And then it repeats the cycle and goes back to the new moon.